Student friends, in the earlier presentation have discussed about necessity or importance of staining. Have also seen definition, structures, similarities and differences between stains, dyes and chromogens. We have also seen about types of stains on the basis of the electrical charge present on chromophore group of the molecules after ionization. We have seen different examples of stains along with their applications. Now in this presentation we are going to discuss types of staining procedures. Before going in detail about the types of staining procedures, initially we'll discuss what are the requirements for staining process. The first, foremost and important requirement for staining procedure is bacterial suspension. The bacterial cells usually are suspended in a suspendant that is known as saline. You may be aware of saline. Saline, it contains distilled water with added 0.85% of salt or electrolyte called sodium chloride. So saline is a distilled water containing 0.85% of sodium chloride. 0.85% will mean in order to prepare 100 ml of saline, have to add 0.85 grams or 850 milligrams of sodium chloride in it. This saline will help the cells to remain in their natural form for quite a long period of time because of its isotonicity. The bacterial growth usually is suspended in this saline, which is made sterile initially with autoclaving, and then a homogeneous suspension is prepared that can be subjected for actual staining procedure. In addition to bacterial suspension, the another requirement for staining procedure is a clean glass slide. Usually the bacteria to be observed and stained are placed on a solid support called glass slide. Now this glass slide, it should be totally free from oily layer or a grease. So to make this glass slide free from oil or a grease, it is necessary to clean it. Usually cleaning of glass slide in the laboratory is done by use of a washing powder and a tap water. But to make it perfectly oil or grease free, one may use the potassium dichromate solution containing acid for cleaning or washing of the glass slide. Once the slide is made perfectly free from oil or grease, it will be ready to place the bacteria that are to be stained and observed. Once the clean glass slide is ready, the third requirement is that you should have a glass marker pen or a glass marking pencil. With the help of this pencil, you have to make a mark on a clean glass slide either in the form of a circle or in the form of rectangle. The purpose of making mark is that we are going to place the bacteria within this marked area so that it will be very easy for observation within a limited and known space. In addition to the glass marker pen or a glass marking pencil, one needs a staining solution. So depending on the requirement, one can make a staining solution of any basic or acidic stain or a dye in distilled water. We call this as aqueous stain. But some staining procedures need the stain to be prepared in alcohol, and that's why these are known as alcoholic stains. So there are two types of the suspending fluids from which one can make staining solutions. Water, we call them as aqueous stains, or alcohol, we call them as alcoholic stains. Some stains, they also are prepared in phenol. They are known as phenolic stains, but it will be required in a very few selected staining procedures. In addition to staining solution, there is use of a tap water. Purpose of tap water use is to wash the slide after application of the stain. So the staining solutions that we use usually are prepared either in water or in alcohol or in phenol, and the concentration of the stain is less than 1%. So very diluted stains usually are used for different staining procedures. However, there are certain exceptions for this, where for example 10% nigrosin, which is prepared and in water and is used in negative staining. Otherwise, most of the stains, they are prepared in water and have a concentration less than 1%. With these requirements required for different staining procedures, now we will be going to discuss types of staining procedures. First type is negative staining. It is called relief staining. It is also known as indirect staining. Now this is the staining procedure in which background is colored, but the objects or the bacterial cells, they remain colorless. We have already seen that in order to visualize bacteria under microscope, we have to make a contrast between the slide and the object, that is bacterial cells. And this contrast can be made either by staining the background and keeping the organisms colorless, or by coloring the cells and keeping the background colorless. Now this is a staining procedure in which background is colored but the cells, they remain colorless, so that it is very easy to have a contrast for better observation. Why it is called relief staining? Because when we apply stain, the bacterial cells or the objects, they get relief from action of stains, meaning the stains cannot react with cells at all, and hence they are getting relief from action of stains, hence it is known as relief staining. It is called indirect staining because objects or the cells, they are not stained but the background is stained. So indirectly we are visualizing bacteria against a colored background. Most of the times for this negative staining or indirect staining, acidic stains are used. Example, nigrosin, Congo red, India ink and so on. So these are widely used acidic stains for negative relief or indirect staining. There are different methods by which one can visualize bacteria by negative staining. These are some of the methods, that is Burry's method, which is known as Burry's India ink method, because this method involves use of India ink or a pen ink, and Fleming's nigrosin method, as the name itself indicates, in this procedure there is use of nigrosin as an acidic stain. So these two methods, they are helpful for demonstration of bacteria by negative method. Now we will see that what is the mechanism of this staining. The bacterial cells under normal conditions, they possess a negative electrical charge, and the cell cytoplasm and cell wall and other structural components, they have certain acidic constituents. So when we apply acidic stains, the cells or the acidic cell constituents, they are not getting or accepting the color, mainly because the charge on bacterial cell surface is negative and the charge on chromophore group of acidic stains also is negative. And we know that there is repulsion between like charges and attraction between opposite charges. So when acidic stain is applied, cells do not get or accept the color and hence they remain colorless, while these applied stains, they give color to the background. In this way, we will observe colorless bacterial cells against a colored background. I will see the procedure, how this negative staining is performed. So ultimately for this, you have to take a clean grease-free slide. With the help of nichrome wire loop, it's a special type of loop which is made from a wire of nickel and chromium alloy. So this is known as nichrome, N-I-C-H-R-O-M-E, Ni for nickel and C-H-R-O-M-E is for chromium. So it's a nichrome wire loop. Actually it's a straight wire with a wooden handle and it has a loop at its tip. So such a loop, when is suspended or when is deep in suspension, you will get a film of suspension in the loop. So such a loopful suspension, it is collected first from a tube containing bacterial suspension, and then you have to place a drop of this suspension on one end or side of a cleaned grease-free slide. And near to that drop of suspension, you have to place a drop of any selected acidic stain. It may be nigrosin, it may be India ink, or it may be Congo red, and so on. After placing these two drops near to each other on one end of a clean slide, both the drops they are mixed, and after mixing with the help of another clean slide, you have to make a thin film of this mixture over a complete surface of the slide. This thin film of suspension is usually described by a term smear. So you have to make a smear on complete slide surface. After making a smear, then you have to subject this smear for drying in natural air. We call this step as air drying. And after air drying, you have to put a drop of oil, which is usually a cedar wood oil, on surface of the smear, and this smear is to be observed under oil immersion lens of the optical instrument called microscope. So this smear is observed under oil immersion lens, and then you have to note your observations. What will be your observations? That the bacterial cells, they will be colorless. These cells, they may be rod shaped, they may be spherical, they may be spiral, right? All these cells, they will appear colorless against a colored background. For example, when we will use nigrosin, background will be blue black. When we will use Congo red, the background will be red. When we will use blue India ink, background will be blue, and when we will use black India ink, the background will be black. So background will be colored and the cells will appear colorless. Now what are the applications of this negative staining? The negative staining will be helpful to study the size, shape and arrangement of bacteria. Shape will mean that whether they are rods or they are cocci or they are spiral shape organisms, and arrangement will mean whether they are present in singles or in a group of two, we call it as pair, or in a group of four, we call them as tetrad, or in a group of many, we call them as clusters. The negative staining also is helpful to demonstrate the bacteria which are sensitive to heat. We call such bacteria as thermolabile bacteria. For example, if we will be able to demonstrate spirochetes, if we want to demonstrate spirochetes, and when we will apply it, this spiral shape organism will undergo deformation, meaning they will become straight rods. So they will lose their natural spiral form and will become straight rods. So to observe such organisms in their original native natural form, usually negative staining is used. This is because in this staining procedure, there is no use of heat at all. And that's why these bacteria will be demonstrated well in their original natural form by negative staining. In addition, in order to demonstrate certain anatomical parts of the bacterial cells, for example, some bacteria, they have extra capsule or a slime layer. It contains more amount of water, and that's why when we will apply it, there will be loss of water and shrinkage of capsules. So if such capsules are to be observed intact, ultimately heat is not to be used, and for that the best method for demonstration will be a negative or a relief staining. So this is the presentation where you will observe that the bacterial cells, here in cells are rods in chains. They are appearing colorless, and see the color of the background, it is blue black. So contrast is easily possible where cells, they are appearing colorless and the background is colored. Now another type of staining procedure is positive staining. But before going in detail about the positive staining, we will see what is the process. So process of coloring bacteria with staining solutions. As already seen that the staining solutions may be prepared in water, they may be prepared in alcohol, they may be prepared in phenol. Now what are different steps in these positive staining procedures? A positive staining will mean that the cells, they are getting colored or stained and the background is remaining colorless. So this is totally opposite to negative staining. In negative, cells are colorless and the background is stained. In positive staining, cells are colored and the background is colorless. We will see what are different steps in the positive staining procedures. We have already discussed the slide is to be taken, it is to be cleaned so as to make it oil or grease free. So this can be done by washing the slide with water or dilute acid or potassium dichromate added with H2SO4. Then you have to make a mark with the help of glass marking pencil or a marker pen to restrict area of observation. Then you have to make a smear with the help of a nichrome wire loop. You have to pull a loopful of the suspension from a tube, and this bacterial suspension is to be sprayed within the marked area. We call this as a thin film, and this thin film is called as smear. After making smear within marked area, the slide is air dried. Then the next important step in positive staining procedures is heat fixation of the smear. Meaning after complete drying of smear in air, then heat fixation is done by passing the slide thrice slowly through a low flame of burner, so that cells will make direct contact with the slide and will get firmly attached, so that they will not be eliminated or removed during washing steps. Then next step is actual application of stain to the smear area, so that the stain will react with the cells and will color them. Then next step is removal of excess of the stains, meaning unattached stain molecules are to be removed from the smear, and this usually is done by washing the smear either with water or in some staining procedures it is alcohol. Finally, after washing, then you have to observe the smear area by putting a drop of oil under oil immersion lens of the microscope. Now you will have now two differences between negative staining and the positive staining. One difference has already cleared, that in negative staining cells are colorless, background is stained, and in positive staining cells are colored, background is colorless. And the second difference is that in negative staining we make a smear on complete slide surface, but in positive staining procedure we make a smear of the bacterial cells within the marked or limited area. That is the major difference. So now we will discuss about actual positive staining. It is known as direct staining. It is called direct staining because cells are directly stained against a colorless background. So cells are colored and the background is colorless. Amongst the positive stainings, we will take first example as simple or monochrome staining. It's a simplest staining procedure amongst all the staining procedures, and that's why it is called simple staining. It is called monochrome. Actually, this term monochrome, it's a Greek term. Monos means single and chroma means color or stain. In other words, one can say that this is a staining procedure in which there is use of single stain. And must remember that usually the stain used in this staining is a basic stain. Acidic stain cannot be used for positive or the direct staining. This basic stain, it may be any of crystal violet or basic fuchsin or sapronine or methylene blue or malachite green and so on. We'll see what is the mechanism of staining. That normally when smear is flooded with stain, how and what reactions they are taking place so that cells get a color, accept the color and retain it. So the exact mechanism in this positive staining is that there is reactions of ion exchange, and these ion exchange reactions, they are taking place within the stain molecule, and the active sites which are present on the cell surface are active groups which are present within the cells. I had already cleared that the surface of bacterial cells mostly is negatively charged under normal conditions, and this negative charge is because of presence of carboxyl group of acidic amino acids which are present in the cell surface and within the cytoplasm. Now when this carboxyl group will undergo ionization after suspending the cells in saline, you will get a reaction that COOH will ionize so as to form a negatively charged COO and positively charged H+. Now these free H+ ions, they are replaced by another positively charged ions such as sodium or potassium. Now from where this sodium potassium they are coming? We have seen that the cell suspension usually is prepared in saline, and saline contains distilled water with 0.85% of sodium chloride, and when we add sodium chloride and we make a saline, NaCl undergoes dissociation as Na plus Cl minus. So H plus which are present on the surface of the bacterial cells, they are replaced by Na, sodium, and such sodium ions thereafter are replaced by positively charged stain molecules. Now one can give this reaction. See that this is a bacterial cell. It has Na plus. Why? Because basically it was containing COOH that has undergone ionization after making suspension as COO minus H plus. H plus they are replaced by Na plus. From where it is coming? It is from saline. And there is use of a stain methylene blue chloride. It is represented as Mb plus Cl minus. So Na plus which are there now on cell surface, they will be replaced by Mb plus. So ultimately the color, blue color, will be received by the cells and cells will appear blue in color, and the Na plus will react with Cl so as to form NaCl. I have shown a rod shaped cell. It has H plus ions as we have seen. When cells will be suspended in saline, the H ions will be replaced by Na. So now cell surface will have Na plus. Now such unstained cell, when will be applied with a stain called methylene blue chloride, this is there in the second presentation, Mb plus Cl minus, where Na plus in unstained cell will be replaced by Mb plus, as a result of which cells will appear blue in color. So one can say that cells are getting colored or stained in positive staining because of ion exchange reactions, and these ion exchange reactions usually are taking place between the cell surface and the stain molecules. We will see the procedure of positive staining. As I already cleared that you have to take a clean grease free slide. You have to make a mark either as a circle or a rectangle with the help of a glass marking pencil exactly in the center of the slide. Then you have to pull a loopful of the suspension from a tube with the help of nichrome wire loop, and this suspension is spread within the marked area. We call this as smear. Once the smear is prepared, it is air dried naturally, and then it is subjected for heat fixation, where the slide is to be passed through a low flame of Bunsen burner twice or thrice. This is known as heat fixation that will ensure firm attachment of cells to the slide surface, and hence there is no possibility of removal of the cells during washing or application of the stains. After making a smear, the smear area is to be flooded with a selected basic stain which is allowed to react for 1 to 2 minutes with smear. After 1 to 2 minutes, slide is washed under tap water. Purpose is to remove all unattached or free stain molecules from the slide. Then slide is to be air dried. One can go for blot drying. Surrounding area of the smear will be blot dried, but the surface or the smear area is not to be blot dried. It is to be dried in natural air. Once the slide and the smear is perfectly air dried, then you have to put a drop of oil over the smear and you have to observe this slide under oil immersion lens of the microscope. Observations will be that the cells will be colored. Cells will take color of the applied stain. For example, if we apply crystal violet, cells will appear violet. When we will apply basic fuchsin or saffronin, cells will appear red in color. When we will apply methylene blue, cells will be blue in color. Well, the background, it is perfectly colorless. Lastly, we will see what are the applications. Usually, monochrome or simple staining, a simplest staining procedure, will be helpful to study the morphological characters of bacteria. Meaning, one can study the size of the organisms, shape of the organisms, and even their arrangement within the nature. Thank you.